Cruise ship. Bedroom. Author's POV. Wyan standing looking at her reflection in the mirror. She is in her wedding dress. She is wearing pinkish white half-shoulder wedding gown that is looking stunning at her. She is looking like a queen of angels. Her light red pinkish lipstick is looking like a cherry on top. Her tinted cheeks and her big almond-shaped eyes, which are looking eternal. Her gown is perfectly fitted, showing her perfectly curvy body. Her long wail that touching the ground, she looking like a real goddess. But her face is motionless. Suddenly the gate of the room is open. Entered Mr. John, Mrs. John, Lisa and Rose enter. Seeing them, her eyes become watery as she runs towards Mrs. John and hugs her tightly and starts crying. Wyan, Mom, I missed you. Mrs. John, Wyan, why are you doing this? Are you really happy with this marriage? Hearing her mom's word, of flashback came into her mind where Jungkook is tightly hugging her while she is sitting on his lap with a motionless face, but her eyes are watering. She is continuously staring at ground. Jungkook snuggling to her neck, where so many dark red hickeys are there still snuggling to her neck, he said in his dark, raspy voice. My little firefly, just say yes to wedding, unless I will not spare that. Orphanage where my parents had adopted you. There are so many small kids. Should I burn that orphanage? He's saying it causally, like the lives of those children and other people who is living there is not so important to him. Jungkook, tell me, my firefly, tell me, do you want that? If you don't want that to happen, then say yes to the wedding and stop crying now. I just mark you. Not do any crime that you are constantly crying like that, and I give those marks because I want people to know who you belong to. I don't do anything else, just some sweet hickeys that will be a mark of my deathly obsession for you. Saying that he looked towards in Wyan's eyes. His mad obsession is showing in his eyes. Desperately wanting her is showing in his eyes. A dark, deathly obsession that has no boundaries is showing in his eyes for her. Flashback end. Wyan coming back to her senses. When she felt someone was shaking her, she looked towards that person. It was Mr. John, his eyes showing worry for his little princess. Mr. John, Wyan, why are you not saying anything? What is this happening? Are you agree for this so-called marriage? Don't be afraid, just tell your father and I will talk to him. He definitely listens to me. Tell me, my princess. If you don't tell me, then how would I know? I know I'm not that powerful like him, but I definitely make him understand that you are not a toy that he wants to play with. You are a human, and you are his little sister. How can he do this to you? Tell me, my princess. Wyan, if I tell you, he will burn them all alive, she says in a whisper that no one listens. Wyan, please, Mom. Dad, let this wedding be done peacefully. Saying that, she joined her hands in front of him and bowed down towards him, and then she bends her knees down from the ground and begs from them to let this wedding be done. Mrs. John bent down towards his little daughter and said, why are you apologizing and begging to us? He was the one who had to beg us for forgiveness, not you, my princess. What is he doing is wrong, but I know you are also doing this marriage being forced by him, right? Saying that, she looks into her teary eyes that only show immense pain and emptiness, she said. Get up, my little baby, you are always my little princess, and I know you, it is not your fault. Seeing all this, Lisa and Rose's eyes become teary, and they hug Wyan tightly and make her comfortable by saying soothing words in her ear. Lisa, shush. My beautiful Uni, don't cry, it's not your fault, you will still be my Uni. Listening that, Wyan hugs her more tightly in her embrace and cry her heart out. Rose, Uni, stop crying, your makeup will be ruined, please, my sweet Uni, stop crying, please. Listen to your Rosie, please. Suddenly the gate of the room is swung open with a loud thud that make Wyan tremble in fear. Jungkook enters with his best friend Kim Tae-young and straight went to Wyan and pulled her from Rose's arms and hold her hand firmly and said in dangerously angry tone, I won't call you all here to make her cry, so please stop right now and respectfully attend the wedding and give us your blessing. Eat and go from here. Mr. John, in an angry voice, how can you talk like that to your elders? Where is your manners, Jungkook? Are you forget all your manners? From saying that, he come towards him and try to slap him on his face, but he dodged him and caught Mr. John's hand in his hand and said in a dark tone, Don't you dare, Mr. John. I'm not come here to argue with you, so don't spoil my mood. You just my stepfather. You think I won't know it? Right, Mom. Mr. John became shocked and said in a breaking tone, How do you know that? Jungkook, I have known everything for a long time, but I won't say it, so now please don't waste my time. Come to the venue, please, saying that he gave Wyan hand in Mr. John's hand and say, I know she loves you a lot, that's why I give her hand to you so you can walk her to the stage. Please don't disappoint me. Venue stage. Mr. John, holding her hand and walk up to her on the stage and give her hand to Jungkook and turns around and goes to the sitting area where Mrs. John Rose, Lisa, is sitting and other people are also present there that are relatives. Priest, trembling in fear, stands there and chanting vows of wedding. Priest, do you, John Jungkook, take Y/N as your wife? Jungkook, coldly, I do. Priest, and do you, Y/N, take John Jungkook as your husband? Y/N, teary-eyed. I, Jungkook, squeezing her hand tightly and said in a threatening voice, say, Y/N, whispering, I do. Priest, please exchange rings now. Jungkook. Hearing Priest's words, I swiftly slip the diamond ring in her middle finger as she also puts the ring in my finger. I softly grab her hand and softly kiss her while staring intensely towards her eyes. A dark smile comes on my face. Priest, now you both become husband and wife. Now you may kiss the bride. Jungkook. Hearing Priest's words, a wide smirk came on my face as I quickly pulled her closer towards me and captured her lips between mine and kissed her intensely like I'm thirsty for years. Wyan sighed. I'm standing here trying to not look into his dark eyes, but when I heard Priest's words, my heartbeat became faster like a bullet train, and I want to get away from this situation, but in next second Jungkook pulled me, not giving me any chance to escape. He quickly captured my lips and kissed me like hungry beast. I'm struggling, trying to get him away from me, but he bites my lips. I try to scream in pain, but my all try go in vain when enter his tongue in my mouth and suck it like his life. Depend on it. After kissing, he released me from his grip and tightly hugged her in his arm and whispered in her ear, You really have a big heart, my firefly. You saved so many lives, my honey bun. Author's POV. This obsession of him becomes her destiny, that no one can get her away from him. Her fate is sealed with his deathly obsession.